Hey lovelies, it's Michaela here, and I've had a lot of requests to do my foundation look that I have on in my videos. So today I'm going to show you how I do my complexion and also give a little bit of like hints in there also if you have different skin types, because I am more on the dry side, so usually you want to cater your complexion to your skin type. So I already have on my complexion now, so I'm just going to go ahead and take it off. And I'm going to use these Almay wipes here. I love these because, ladies, you have to take your makeup off at night. Please take your makeup off. It will make sure your skin stays looking lovely. So I'm going to use this wipe and I'm just going to go ahead and take it off. That's that. All that I had on my face. And now I'm going to go ahead and do the two steps that I always do before I put on the foundation. Now first, you always want to do your skincare, but I'll talk about skincare another time. I'm just going to more focus on the actual complexion products, like makeup wise. But I do want to show you this because I use this a lot. This is the Clinique All About Eyes Serum Rollerball, and I love it because I like my eyes to look as tight as possible underneath before I put on concealer. And then it also makes it so that your eyes look really hydrated when you put the concealer on. It doesn't look heavy or cakey. So I do this first, and then while that's drying and settling in, I'm going to go ahead and do primer. Now this is a great primer. It's from Tarte. It's called Clean Slate. The reason why this one is so great is because it does everything which a primer is supposed to do, which is it's supposed to protect your skin from makeup. Primer is kind of like a top coat before you put on your nail polish that won't like stain your nails. Same with your face. It's going to act as a guard for your face. It also smooth out lines, pores, wrinkles. And this one is specific. It also has willow bark in it. So willow bark helps with breakouts, which is nice. It's all natural, no parabens. It's something I definitely recommend for all skin types. Now you just want like about a dime sized amount, and you want to take primer with your hands and work it into the skin. You don't have to use a brush with primer. So that's what I'm going to do now. And you'll instantly kind of see a little bit of more smoothness, especially if you have a lot of pores. It really helps smooth out the texture. And also primer kind of helps as the extra grip for your foundation to adhere to so it stays on all day. So primer's done. Now we're going to go ahead and get into complexion. Now I'm using a liquid foundation, so I'm going to use liquid first before concealer. So I'm sure you guys have heard about this foundation plenty of times because I used to have clients that come in and say, oh, I saw HD foundation on YouTube, I really want to try it. Honestly, it's really great. It looks good on all skin types. It's lightweight. You can use it towards full coverage, lightweight coverage. You can do a lot with it. And it looks amazing on the camera, so that's why I use it, as well as it looks great every day too. It doesn't feel heavy. So I'm going to show you a new trick just because everybody probably already has seen, well, not everybody, a lot of people have seen this on YouTube before. So I'm going to use the Makeup Forever Face and Body as well. This is a very, very, very sheer, water-based, waterproof foundation. I believe it was made for like synchronized swimmers or whatever, but you can use on your face and your body. But the reason why I always love this is because I get a shade a little bit darker than my usual foundation. My usual HD foundation is number 128. Reason being is because in the summer I get a little bit more tan. So what I like to do is take a pump of my HD and then a pump of the Face and Body, and this will waterproof the foundation for you, so it's going to stay on all day. And also the wonderful thing about doing this, say if you have a lot of foundations that you're in between colors, it's a little bit too light, you can always use a squirt of this with any foundations that you've had in the past that you just almost threw away because it wasn't the right color, and you can kind of adjust it to your skin tone. So because I added this color, it's going to make me a little bit more tan than usual. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply it with the brush everywhere. And I'm not going to put too much on. I'm putting enough on to where I am evening myself out everywhere. That's what I'm gonna do. And also, say if you are more on the oily side, because I am more on the dry side. So if you are one of those oily skin people, there's actually another great liquid foundation from Makeup Forever that I would suggest instead of using the HD. And that would be the Matte Velvet one here. The Matte Velvet is really good because it's water resistant, it controls oil, and it is a full matte coverage. The HD foundation is more of that dewy finish. Okay, so let me get this on here. And one reason why it's great to put your foundation on before concealer is because you can try and cover up as much as you can without having to put on a lot. Which means basically that when you do concealer, you could just do it in certain areas versus having to cake on foundation everywhere. So I'm just putting on a light coat of foundation on everywhere and then just concealing only where I want to cover more so it doesn't look heavy everywhere. Okay, so that's pretty much the complexion with just the foundation everywhere pretty much evenly. Now we're going to do concealer. So with concealer, I usually suggest, if you are not concerned about dark circles, that you just do one concealer and you do the concealer as close as possible to your skin tone. And for me, that would be the Sephora Perfecting Concealer in number 30. And this one I also like for under my eyes, but I'm going to show you one that's more so if you have those really dark circles and you really need something good to cover it up. So we'll go ahead and start with dark circle concealer. This one is from Amazing Cosmetics. It's in medium beige. I love this one because it's waterproof, so it's going to stay on. It's a little bit creamy, so it's hydrating, but doesn't look cakey. And literally, this thing will last you like 5 to 6 months. It's very, 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 very high coverage. You only need a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and apply it. Also, other good concealers, if you have dark circles, would be Laura Mercier. She has a lot of peach in her concealers. And having an orange or peach undertone in a concealer is going to help cancel out the darkness without it looking gray. A lot of people make the mistake of putting a really, really light concealer to try to hide their dark circles and it looks really gray. So the warmer, the better. So I like to apply this one with my fingers because it is a very high coverage and I feel like it blends it better when I do use my fingers with this one. So again, all I need is a little bit. Also, if you have very extreme dark circles, there's even a trick where you can use a little bit of an orange pigment cream to correct it first. I think what I'll do is later on I'll come out with a tutorial just for dark circles because that's something that I probably would be a good one to show you guys. However, this one's a great concealer. Okay, so that's basically that. And now we're gonna do the concealer just anywhere on the face. So I don't have too much going on right now, thank God. I just have a little bit of scarring from some pimples I popped there earlier. So I'm just gonna take my number 30 Sephora concealer that I was showing you earlier. And I'm just gonna dab it just a little bit here where I have those blemishes. Again, if you want, you can use a concealer brush. If you're in a rush, you don't have to use one. And then any areas of redness, usually a little bit around the nose here. And that's about it as far as my coverage goes. Now that I have the coverage that I want, I'm going to go ahead and set it in. Make sure it stays on all day. No touch-ups. I hate touch-ups. Touch-ups are my pet peeve. I want it to look the same as it looks when I put it on in the morning till the end of the day. So I'll show you how to do that. You can do either a liquid setting spray, especially if you're more dry, this one's really great, or if you tend to be more so oily, definitely use a setting powder. Don't judge me, this is a little sample. It's the HD powder. I'm sure you guys have pretty much heard about this one too. So I'm going to use this one to set my makeup today. I also wanted to show you another great option, especially if you have a lot of pores. Too Faced Primed and Poreless is an excellent one as well. The main difference between the two, they're really similar. This one is just more concerned for smoothing out the texture of pores. And again, concerning the setting powder, this is Makeup Forever Mist and Fix. They used to sell this at Sephora, but now you can only get it online. I believe it's kind of hard to find. Urban Decay also has a great one. It's called Stay All Night Spray. That one's really good too. So I'm just going to take a fluffy brush with a little bit of the setting powder. And all you need is a little bit. And the reason that I am not using a colored powder, I'm using a translucent powder, is because I have enough coverage. And if you put on another layer of color on top, it's just you're gonna get cake face, and you don't want cake face. The whole point of foundation is to make yourself look even and covered versus like cakey. So that's why it's good to use translucent setting powders. Okay. And literally I've been using this stuff for a while to where it's something that does stay on all day and I don't have to touch up. So I really do recommend the Makeup Forever HD or the Too Faced Primed and Poreless. Okay, complexion's done, foundation and everything. Now I'm just going to show you really quick how I do highlighting and contour. If you watch my everyday makeup tutorial video, you've already seen this. Basically, I'm going to use Nars-Albatross again underneath my eyes. I love this one also because it's going to set the concealer underneath the eyes and make sure that you don't get any like creasing or anything. And then also it's going to lighten the area so that it looks as bright as possible. Next, we're going to do the bronzer. I'm going to use the Too Faced bronzer Chocolate Soleil, and this is going to be my contour. So I'm going to start at the temple here. This is what gives shape to the face and also some more color. And I bring it onto my cheekbone and underneath my chin, as well as a little bit on my neck, because I did put that darker foundation mix into it earlier, so I want to make sure everything looks blended. Same thing here, cheekbone, underneath. You can also put it a little bit on your chin and on the top of your forehead. And that's basically my method. Let me know if you have any more questions. Thanks for watching, guys. I've seen a lot of requests and I'm definitely going to get to them.